just to even be like, wow, those people all watch your show and stuff. You know, it's crazy because we're used to being like on Friday mornings getting text messages from our moms.
Great show
saying,
last
like,
night.
good job last night. You had a lot of lines.
Yeah, that was the first. We just went into the panel, and it was really emotional to see that many people, because we're kind of like in our little cave, our little study room, making the show. And even if you see stuff on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you don't realize that people would stand in the sun or stand in a line for an hour or more and wait to come in to see you and your castmates. Like, what is that? Like, that was like a ball of love in that room. It was the best feeling in the world.
You hear the numbers that are tuning in, and now you're seeing the body.
Yes.
Number.
Yeah, it's different.
And they're exciting, and they're standing, and they're clapping, and they have questions. Like, me and Danny from the beginning, like, we kind of started our journey on the show around the same time. Danny had booked his part, and I was coming in to test, and I saw him on the lot, and, he was talking to one of the Russos, and I was like, are you auditioning for Community? And he said, oh, no, I'm Abed. I was like, you're Abed? And I was like, oh, nice to meet you. And he reached in my car, and he did this. And it's like, I felt like, good vibes just came off of him. And I just was like, I really hope I can work with him. Like, I really hope I get this part so I can work with him. And, it's he and I had taken this journey, like, together. We'll see each other on set, and we'll just be like, can you believe this? Like, we always find each other wherever we are when something big happens. Like,
just to check in, because you kind of have to be like, did you see
that?
Were you just there?
Yeah.
And people screamed.
Yes, we were there.
Okay.
And it's great to have, and a lot of us are in the same places in our careers. It's, me and Danny started in commercials, so, this is,
big time.
This is really,
I used to be like, okay, so if I'm going to do this Domino's commercial, do I get free Domino's
Exactly.
pizza?
What's up with that, DiGiorno?
Can I get a couple of
flatbread
Domino's?
pizza? Yeah. And now, we got people screaming for our show at and we're at Comic-Con.
The other thing that's really cool about that is, usually they just make a TV show and it's anonymous. You don't get to be with the people when they're watching it in their homes. And so it's unlike a feature film where you can actually go to a theater and experience it with
True.
people.
I didn't know about that.
We've had very few experiences like this. This is the biggest one for sure.
Definitely.
But when we did the Paley Center, the Paley Festival, it was neat not only for an audience and questions and answers, but we actually played the billiards episode right before the panel, and it hadn't been on the air yet, and so the real fans there that were going crazy to where you missed half the jokes because they were laughing so much at the previous joke, and so you don't usually get this kind of feedback from a television show.
Right.
So
That's true.
to get that love from that crowd was awesome.
It was awesome.
Following up on that, versus the feature, were you able to use stuff like feedback, like Twitter, Facebook, as you were saying, at the earlier parts of the season, just sort of working stuff that was working for the fans, like towards the end of the season, as you got the whole?
Absolutely. Everybody specifically talks about the Jeff and Annie and the kiss that they had in episode, I guess that would be our 10th episode, which was the debate episode, and the feedback we got, and we looked online, and all of a sudden, not only was it Twitter and all of that, people actually made videos. I don't know if you guys saw them. If you just typed in the words, still to this day, if you type in Jeff and Annie
on YouTube,
literally just those two first names, you get about 15 or 20 music videos that people have made.
Yeah, like montages.
Pulling clips from our show
that weren't even romantic.
That weren't even, by the way, between those two characters, but they've edited in such a way that they've built a love affair between these two. And it's like, okay, obviously the audience is trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
Well, the tension is there.
Yeah, I'm curious about Abed. He's been kind of like what exactly his deal is. It's kind of ill-defined.
He's a wizard. He's magical.
He is.
He's a soothsayer.
And he's all over. Like sometimes he's really needy and really will go as far as crazy lengths to have friends. Other times he's used to when approaching him, he has self-confidence out the ass. So I'm wondering how you approach him and how to play a guy that's pretty much that meta over the whole show.
Well, I mean, it really it starts with the writing. So I mean, whatever is written, whatever the scene is, it just makes sense, you know. And I think Abed is like many people. He could be one thing at one point in time, but depending on what the situation is, he could be completely different. He's conflicted at many times, you know. What's great about playing this character too, though, is that I feel like sometimes I'm such a blank canvas, and everyone around me is doing crazy stuff or doing things, and my job is really to kind of just sit there and react to it or watch, you know. And so it's really challenging at times because I'll have to sit and like just stare at a scene for a long time, and it'll be like I've been unaffected by this, but inside I'm just like, holy shit, this is hilarious. How many times is Ken Jeong going to be acting like a chicken on someone's desk before I can't laugh, you know? Or it's like how many times can she sing her song during Christmas time?
We almost didn't make it.
She's a friend.
We almost didn't make it. I promise you. The best take is not on the show because me and Danny laughed so much.
So hard.
We were laughing and we just could not stop giggling on that one particular part. And so they really used a take that was not as good because we could. I look at him and it just makes me laugh.
We have such a good time on set.
We do have a good time. We do have a good time.
But yeah, I think that Abed is definitely an interesting character to play because of that. Because he's able to struggle with things at times when we can't connect things or when he sees something that he doesn't totally get. He has to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and it's a very unsettling feeling when he doesn't. You know.
Are you used to women approaching you now that you're?
Yeah, I mean, way more now than ever, you know. But I'm married.
He's married, lovely wife.
Yeah, I've always been tremendously uncomfortable around women. So.
Really?
No. A little bit.
Really?
Except for this one.
Who wrote the Spanish rap that's so awesome?
Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon.
Really?
That actually came to him because we were doing an interview, Donald and I, for a TV Guide, and we did this kind of improvised rap. The lady actually, I think, asked us for a rap, like a veggie rap or a chicken rap or something. And then I was like, oh, you want a rap? And we just started rapping something. Dan Harmon saw that and then was like, I'm going to write a rap. He, like, a couple days later or something like that, he wrote it.
I'm trying to remember something, too, about the translation of it. And someone helped create the words that were completely nonsensical in English.
Oh, okay.
But rhymed and worked in Spanish.
Was it Pam?
I don't remember.
It might have been Pam. It might have been Pam.
I don't know, but that kind of just happened.
Our makeup artist.
And that's really like the fun thing about our show is like that's another instance of Dan taking something that's just happened.
I'm starting to think
And
that
all
our
of a sudden-
rooms are bugged. I really started thinking about this the other day because there's conversations we've had when no one else is around, and we'll see a script, and it won't be like if me and Danny have a conversation, it won't be a scene between Abed and Shirley, but it'll be like Britta and Troy.
Yeah.
But it's our conversation.
we're
and
like,
we're like, wait a minute. Were you? You know,
Yeah.
so he's great like that.
But I think that as it's natural as the show grows, more and more of us
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
kind of
That's always
blends
been.
into the character.
Definitely.
Which I think is great because it can only, I think, help if one of your characters is speaking Polish.
It's true. Do it.
So next season, Ken will be one of the students along with you guys. How is that changing? I mean, you haven't started filming yet, but with the scripts that you've written so far, how has that changed things for you guys?
Well, we've read 2 scripts, and Chang is not yet one of the group. He's still Chang. He's still El Tigre, and he's done a lot of damage to the study group.
He's done some damage.
He's done some damage, some personal, really serious damage to individual members.
And we know after our episode with Jack Black, we're very sacred, our study group, towards bringing in new people.
We keep it really tight.
We know what happens.
So he's kind of circling. He's on the periphery of the whole thing, but
But we're excited to see where that goes.
yeah, that's going to be fun.
Great,
But
thank
they
you
won't
so
be
much.
graduating, right?
Never. We'll never graduate. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Oh, how sweet is that? Thank you.